Good morning and welcome to day 4 of the Great CICO experiment. So today is Sunday, the day I'm filming this. So it is Mother's Day. So first of all, happy Mother's Day to the wonderful mother who gave birth to me, gave me an amazing childhood. I'm just so thankful and grateful and blessed for the amazing childhood that I had, the amazing life you gave me growing up, and just so thankful that you are still in my life right now. So thank you so much to my mother, and then also to my amazing wife and the mother of my son, the most beautiful, wonderful woman in the entire world, who I am just so thankful and grateful and blessed to have found, and just love more each and every day, and who just gets more beautiful every day, and is just my soulmate and my other half, and just so amazing and so wonderful. So happy Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to any mothers out there who are watching. So since today is Sunday, I'm going to be doing check-ins. This is only day 4, so I'm not expecting the full results, but I know for a fact, just being in calorie deficit to start, I tend to drop weight pretty fast at the start. So let's get the check-ins over with. So check-ins surprised me for only being 4 days into this experiment, though my body does respond quickly to a calorie deficit. So on the left, I have the before pictures. On the right, I have the current pictures. So I'll always do this every single week, update you guys. But a lot of it is just going to be less bloating. So again, kind of negates that argument that certain foods are the only thing that causes bloating. I think it was the fact that I was just eating more food. So now that I'm eating less, there's less bloating. But everything is definitely tightening up and makes me so excited to see what a full 7 days will do in this transformation. So right off the bat, 4 days in, and we are 5 pounds down. Now, that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but I'm not surprised, because anytime I switch from maintenance calories into deficit calories, I immediately drop 4 or 5 pounds very quickly. A lot of that is going to be water weight, some of that is going to be glycogen, some of that's going to be body fat, as I do seem to have tightened up quite a bit. But from the weeks here on out check-ins, I'm expecting around 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds or so of weight loss. As my water weight and glycogen steadies out, it's going to be much more um, pure body fat that's going to be lost along the way. So a lot of people get discouraged with this information, because if they switch to a diet, especially if it's a dramatic diet, like let's say keto or something like that, they stick with it for a week, they lose 6, 7 pounds in the first week, and they're like, oh my goodness, this is going to be easy. I can lose 50 pounds in 5, 10 weeks. This is great. And then week number 2 comes along and they lose maybe 1 pound and they get discouraged. But in reality, that's just the way things go. You get that initial big drop by switching into a calorie deficit, and then after that, it should be 1 pound to 2 pounds a week. This is a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle switch. It's a goal that you should set over a long term and do intelligently. So you should, rather than get discouraged, as long as you're progressing in the right direction, whether that be 1 pound, whether that be 2 pounds a week, that's still amazing. You're progressing in the right direction. And if you look at it from a long term, let's say if you have 50 pounds to lose or even more, if you're losing a little over 1 pound a week, that's still going to be over 50 pounds in a year. So a year from now, you would look back and be like, oh my goodness, I'm at my goal weight now, or whatever your goal may be. But regardless, that definitely goes to show you off the start, and I'm going to continue to show you that the calorie deficit is the important part of the weight loss, even at the start. Because I'm sure there would be a lot of people out there that would argue, oh, because you ate ice cream sandwiches and peanut butter and jelly on white bread and Reese Puff cereals and stuff, like, oh no, seed oils, oh no, processed colors, oh no, standard American diet, you're going to have inflammation and it's going to spike your insulin and it's going to inhibit weight loss, so you might gain weight, even though I've been averaging about 1,800 calories a day. So clearly that kind of debunks that right off the bat, but I'm not going to stop here. We are going to get ripped eating the standard American diet. So, all that being said, since it is the morning portion, as always, we are going to dive into the mindset portion of the video. And as always, I will go ahead and put a timestamp right here. So, if you are interested in the muscle portion of the video, you can go ahead and skip to that. Each morning, we have been diving into the mindset portion from the book of Proverbs, written by Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived. So, today's proverb, the verse that jumped out to me was, "Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates correction is a fool." So, yes, the word discipline can mean correction or punishment or chastising or redirecting, but the word discipline can also mean having a disciplined life, a disciplined mindset, disciplining your body to obey you and to follow a path and go in directions that you want it to go. And not just your body as well, but also your mind and your mindset. In order to achieve anything great and worthwhile, you have to have a certain degree of discipline. If your goal is weight loss or muscle gain, you have to have discipline on your diet and exercise routine. You have to discipline your body that way. If your goal is a promotion at work or to get a certain job or to graduate with high grades, you have to discipline your mind and your body to show up on time, to work hard, to study hard. If your goal is to quit a bad habit or break an addiction, you have to have discipline to stay on that plan, to stay on your check-in, go to your meetings, whatever that may be, in order to break that addiction. So any discipline is going to be a discipline of the mind. Even disciplines of the body are going to start with the mind, because for most people, getting in good shape, or if you want to train to run a marathon, or if whatever your fitness, health, body goal is, it's going to be a disciplining of the mind first to get started. Because for the majority of people, if you give them the choice, hey, would you rather watch your favorite Netflix show and eat a pint of Ben and Jerry's snuggled up with your significant other, or would you rather slap on your shoes and go out in 90-degree weather and get your run in after a long day at work, because that's going to benefit your goal of running a marathon? The vast majority of people, if you give your mind what it wants or what it thinks it wants, of course it's going to be ice cream, Netflix, and snuggles. But what I've found is in the long term, or even the not as immediate short term, the mind actually wants the challenge. The mind actually is going to feel much more accomplished and much better, and the body is going to feel much more accomplished and much better if you discipline it and if you make it work towards your goal. You can't always trust what you think you want. As far as disciplining the body goes, that comes in the form of diet, exercise, restricting and keeping yourself from bad habits or addictions that are going to be bad for your body. As far as disciplining the mind goes, what it makes me think of, and I know this is kind of a rabbit hole, all of these mindsets, you'll soon find out, are just kind of me going down a rabbit hole of my own thoughts and what different things make me think of, and what I've been pondering on. But anyway, it makes me think of this analogy from a book, Think Like a Monk, written by Jay Shetty. And he talks about the monk mindset versus the monkey mindset. And it's very easy, especially nowadays with just the prevalence of media and all of that, to feed the monkey mindset. Basically what that is where your mind just wants to kind of go crazy and run around in circles and swing from branch to branch and go from the next thing to the next thing. So imagine scrolling through TikTok or watching episode after episode of a TV show, just looking around, trying to catch everything new that's bright and shiny, getting those dopamine hits from the next thing, taking that next bite of delicious food, whatever it might be. The monkey mindset is the kind of primitive part of the brain that wants to thrive on just that new and that dopamine hit. Whereas the monk mindset is the disciplined mind that can actually calm itself and focus and control on what needs to be done, on what you actually want to think about, on formulating intelligent thoughts and ideas, and having the focus and ability to do that within your own mind. So he talks about how important it is to feed that monk mindset and to starve and reject that monkey mindset. And over time, your mind will become much more disciplined and much more able to naturally fall in that state, that more passive, tranquil, almost that stoic mindset where you have a thought, something enters your mind, you can see it, you can acknowledge it, and you're fully aware of it, but you can make that rational decision instead of an emotional, immediate decision. And so to climb back out of that rabbit hole we just went down together, the main takeaway for this morning's mindset portion of this video is discipline. Disciplining your mind and disciplining your body. In a day and age around the world, and certainly in America, a lot of people, if not most people, have the option once they get off work to kind of sit back, to relax. It's easy to have food delivered to you, delicious, high-calorie food that's more than you should be eating. It's easy to make that decision to feed a habit or an addiction that you know isn't good for you and you know you shouldn't be doing, whether it's for your body or your mind. It's easy to have that desire to sit in front of your big TV and just play video games or binge watch a TV show because you're tired from coming home from work. And I'm not saying a little bit of TV or video games is a bad thing, but you do have to discipline yourself to find some balance. If you want to include that as part of your routine, then that's absolutely fine. No judgment to you on that. But if that's all that you do, you're showing a strong lack of discipline for your body and for your mind. So what are the flip sides to that coin? So discipline can look like making the healthy choice when it comes to eating, or eating a reasonable portion where maybe your body and your monkey mindset wants you to binge and go crazy. Discipline might look like picking up a book that will teach you a useful skill that you want to learn instead of watching episode number 5 for the night of a Netflix series that you're watching. Discipline might look like getting up early to go to the gym and making time to get that exercise, or even just to go for a walk, to do something healthy for yourself, or going to the gym or going for a walk after work rather than sleeping in and getting extra hours of sleep that you don't need. Discipline might look like being patient and taking the time to go out and spend time with your family on the weekend, even though you're tired and you want to just sit around and maybe drink beer and watch football. And again, the other sides of those coin, most of them, not all, in moderation are not necessarily bad. But it's very easy, if you show a lack of discipline, for the monkey mindset to grab a hold of those things and go crazy. And then you just spin down that rabbit hole. And before you know it, that monkey mindset is controlling you, when the monk mindset should always be controlled by you. So I hope that made sense. And I hope that you guys got something from that. I don't know how much sense I'm making, but I just want to at least get started with this mindset and muscle. We're just going to dive in, and I hope that it is entertaining, informational, a blessing to some of you or all of you. As always, let me know in the comments section down below if there's a topic that you'd like to hear me ramble on and go down a rabbit hole with. If nothing else, maybe this is a calming background noise for you to listen to while you're eating breakfast or have some downtime at work or something like that. But anyway, that is enough of the mindset portion of today's video. Let's go ahead and dive into the muscle. So for breakfast today, we decided to go with 3 eggs, 2 slices of bacon, and 2 slices of toast with a little bit of butter and some grape jelly, totaling 550 calories. For lunch, we had a roast beef sandwich with some salt and vinegar chips and an apple, again about 550 calories. And then for dinner, we had a plate of pasta with chicken breast and sauce and some green beans, a delicious 650 calories when coupled with ice cream sandwich. All right, so we are going to wrap it up for day number 4. It was Sunday, so again, day off of the gym. Tomorrow we are back at it with a calisthenics workout, so I'll make sure to show you guys videos with that. And of course, our diet for the day, everything added up together totaled 1,850 calories and 125 grams of protein exactly. We had to add a half of a scoop of protein powder at the end of the day to get to that, as protein was a little bit below. So kept our goals under 2,000 calories, 125 plus grams of protein for the day. So still going good on the great CICO experiment. So I was excited to see the check-ins this morning, down the 5 pounds. Again, I know that will slow down, but I do know that it will still be steadily going down, steadily getting leaner. As body fat comes off, this is going to get more and more exciting and more interesting. And I can't wait to show you guys the results. So I will see you all tomorrow for day 5.